So if you've been anywhere online recently, you've probably seen it. This massive buzz around K-beauty.
Oh, it's unavoidable.
Totally. I mean, you have someone like Kim Kardashian flying to Korea, and she's documenting this whole K-beauty experience for, what, millions of followers.
Mm-hmm.
And it just locks in this idea that Korea has become the place you go if you want to, get prettier.
And that idea, that global status, it didn't just happen. It's not just celebrity trips. And that's really our mission for you in this deep dive. We want to get past the trends.
Go deeper.
Exactly. We want to understand the actual infrastructure, the tech, the very specific content strategies, and the expansion plans that have made Korea the world's third largest cosmetics exporter.
That's a huge deal. It's an economic story, really.
It is.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning then. That initial reputation, it was built on something much simpler, right?
Yeah.
It's very accessible.
Totally. It all started with good quality products.
At a price that was actually affordable. That combination, that value, it created this amazing organic word of mouth that just, well, it spread everywhere.
That's the classic starting point. You had this industry making really high-performance stuff, snail mucin, amazing sheet mask.
Things that felt very cutting edge.
Yeah, and they made it available to everybody. But the thing is, high quality and a low price, that's kind of the baseline now. Everyone's competing on that.
Right, that's just to get in the game. So if that was the first wave, what's keeping the momentum going? What's the engine now?
Well, what keeps it so dynamic is something the sources are calling content synergy. And it's all driven by this incredibly passionate, super connected community.
The Kodak.
The Kodak, which, it literally translates to cosmetic nerds. Think of this huge community of YouTubers and reviewers.
And this is so important. These are not just people posting a quick video. They are the actual drivers. They're the traction in the market.
Yes, they're like these highly trusted regulators for the whole industry.
So they're communicating between the companies and the consumers.
Precisely. It's a two-way street. They're telling millions of people how a product really works with super detailed research. And at the same time, they're feeding all that unfiltered data right back to the cosmetics industry.
But how can they even manage that? I mean, vetting hundreds of products a month, who keeps them accountable? Why do we trust them more than a big glossy ad?
The audience does. The accountability's built in, their influence, their trust, it all comes from being authentic.
Ah.
So if a reviewer starts pushing, bad products, their followers just disappear. Their reputation is everything. So you get this perfect mix.
Market accessibility from the price and quality.
Paired with this intense community-driven analysis from the YouTubers, they basically vet the products before the big ad campaigns even start.
So it's like an instant organic market test.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Okay, so that's the community engine. But the sources point to a big shift. Something about adding new technology to that engine.
That's right. They're not just relying on the community anymore. K-Beauty is using what the sources call advanced new weapons, specifically AI.
AI personalization. So for anyone listening, how does that actually work? How does AI suddenly become part of my morning routine?
Well, it's incredibly simple for the user. You just upload a photo of your face to an app.
Okay.
And the AI it takes over. It analyzes everything a person might miss. Your pores, redness, hydration levels, everything. It diagnoses your exact skin condition. And then this is the key. It gives you a customized solution.
So it tells you what products to use or what ingredients to look for.
Exactly. Tailored just for you based on the scan.
Is this just a gimmick, though? Are people actually using it?
The numbers are pretty staggering. We have proved this is mainstream. The service was released in January of last year, and it's already recorded 160,000 cumulative diagnoses.
Wow. 160,000.
Yeah.
In barely a year. That shows a huge appetite for this kind of data-driven beauty.
It does.
I mean, in the past, you'd have to go see a dermatologist for that kind of analysis. It costs time, it costs money. Now it's instant on your phone.
The convenience is a huge part of it. And what's really interesting is that the AI isn't just for diagnosing skin problems. They're also using it for personal color diagnosis.
So not just what your skin needs, but what colors you should actually put on it.
Exactly. It's another huge pain point for consumers, right? Trying to find the right shade of foundation or lipstick. The AI analyzes your skin's undertone, cool, warm, neutral, and then it tells you the exact colors that will match you perfectly.
For makeup, for clothes, everything. It takes all the guesswork out.
And this is where it gets really smart. They've taken this tech and put it directly into physical stores. It's not just an app anymore.
Right. You see them in places like Olive Young, the big beauty chain. But the really wild example was GS25.
The convenience store.
Wait, really? So you can walk into a convenience store to get a drink, and there's a machine there that gives you a professional-grade skin analysis.
That's it. It's designed to shrink the time between diagnosis and purchase. You get your results from the AI, it says your skin is dehydrated, and then it points you to a serum that's literally 5 feet away on the shelf.
You diagnose, you find, you
Yeah.
buy, all in one spot, with your snack.
It removes all the friction. There's no time to go home and think about it or research other options. The impulse is captured right there.
It really makes you wonder, if you know exactly what your skin needs and where to get it, why would you ever go back to just guessing?
They're locking you in with superior data.
Okay, so we have the community vetting the products and the AI personalizing the experience. How do they get that message out to the world? The strategy seems to be all about innovative content.
And deep, deep localization. They get that what works in Seoul won't necessarily work in Bangkok, so they use cultural content as the vehicle for the product.
And the example of this was pretty surprising, a survival show.
A survival show, yeah, made specifically for a Southeast Asian audience starring famous Thai celebrities.
Okay, you have to describe this. What does a K-beauty survival show even look like?
It's pure entertainment first. The sources describe this scene with these huge celebrities all dressed up and they're doing challenges, including, of all things, bowling.
Bowling.
Yes. But their one goal, the whole point of the competition, is to be the best possible promoter of Korean cosmetics and health products.
So the product isn't just placed in the background, it's the entire plot. The celebrities have to become experts and sell these products to win the game.
That's the genius of it. The viewers get interested in the products naturally while they're just, enjoying the show's drama. It completely bypasses that normal skepticism you have toward an ad.
Because the promotion is the content.
Exactly.
And we know if it worked, right? There are numbers.
There are. The first season, which was 2 years ago, brought in 7 billion Korean won in sales.
That's, what, nearly $5.5 million US dollars?
Yeah.
From one TV show?
And they're not stopping. The goal for this year is even bigger because they're adding more products. The new target is 10 billion won. It's just direct, measurable revenue from combining local culture with commerce.
It shows they're not just selling a lipstick, they're selling a piece of cultural aspiration wrapped around a product.
And that success leads right into the final major step here. Strategic expansion. They are literally expanding the definition of K-beauty beyond just, makeup.
Right. The sources pointed to a big move into health functional foods, moving from what you put on your body to what you put in your body.
Which is a huge test of consumer trust.
A massive hurdle. So how does a cosmetics company suddenly become credible in the health supplement space?
It's all about strategic, targeted moves, not just launching a generic multivitamin. It's a brilliant example of using market observation to guide product development.
So what's the specific insight they found?
Well, the sources pointed to a specific demographic observation in parts of Southeast Asia. The average height in that region is relatively small, so they're now strategically creating and marketing products related to height.
Wow. So they're not just selling a generic beauty from within pill. They're identifying a very specific, maybe even sensitive, local interest height and creating a functional food product to appeal directly to that need.
It is an incredibly sophisticated strategy. It shows their growth is no longer just about the quality of their foundation. It's about being technologically advanced with AI, culturally connected with local content, and willing to expand into new areas based on very specific market data.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener? I think the big takeaway here is convergence. K-Beauty's success is this fusion of great products with personalized AI, amplified by these incredibly engaging localized TV shows, all while the brand itself expands into totally new categories like functional foods.
It's a self-reinforcing ecosystem built for growth. And that brings up a really interesting final thought for you to consider. Given how well they targeted height-related products in Southeast Asia, what are the next niche, culture-specific needs that this model could target in other parts of the world?
That's a great question.
I mean, if they can target height in Asia, what unique local aspiration might they target in Europe or in the Americas using the same playbook, that hyper-personalized, culturally aware approach to commerce? Well, that's the blueprint for the future.